Those new images overnight. Some of the first of the parents and children reuniting after being separated at the border, but there are still so many at more than a dozen shelters around this country, including babies and young children who don't even know their parents' numbers, obviously. This mother from Guatemala together again with her son. A Trump administration official now claiming that hundreds of families have been reunited since May. But there are still questions about what will happen to those still separated. The announcement coming on the heels of First Lady Melania Trump's surprise visit to a shelter for immigrant children in Texas. So let's get right to ABC's chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl tracking the latest this morning. Morning, John.
Good morning, David. The White House says it was 100% the First Lady's idea to make a surprise visit to the border to see firsthand the children who have been separated from their families. But 2 days after the president said he was ending the family separation, there is more confusion than answers about what will happen with the children. During her surprise visit to the Mexican border, the First Lady said she was looking for answers.
I also like to ask you how I can help to these children to reunite with their families as quickly as possible.
But for most of the children taken away from their parents because of President Trump's zero-tolerance policy, it is unclear this morning how or when they will be reunited with their families. Going forward, at least for the next 20 days, families caught crossing the border illegally are to be detained together while the adults await court hearings. But where will they be held? The Pentagon says it is looking into options for housing some 20,000 unaccompanied children in military facilities near the border, but not for the families. The First Lady and First Daughter Ivanka Trump had urged the president to end his policy of separating children from their parents. In her 2 hours on the ground in Texas, the First Lady asked about the mental health of the children.
So when the children come here, what kind of stage, physical and mental stage they come here?
Usually when they get here, they're very distraught. When they see the environment and they see the other kids and they see the art, they start relaxing.
The crisis was triggered by the president's own zero-tolerance policy. But in the meeting with his cabinet, he once again falsely put the blame on Democrats.
The Democrats are causing tremendous damage and destruction and lives by not doing something about this. And they know that.
While the First Lady sent a message of compassion on her trip to Texas, she made a curious fashion statement, wearing a jacket as she left Washington, and when she returned, it said the words, "I really don't care, do you?" Her spokeswoman said, "It's a jacket. There was no hidden message." That statement was soon contradicted by the president in a tweet. He said the message written in big letters across her back was actually aimed at the, quote, fake news media. Melania has learned how dishonest they are, and she truly no longer cares. We reached out to the First Lady's spokesperson to ask if, in fact, the president was correct, and that's what she meant by wearing that jacket. No answer from the First Lady's spokesperson. But, David, there is absolutely nothing to say that what the president said about that is actually the case.
Yeah, a lot of people focused on those words, but we're going to remain focused on the children and these families. And, John, I wanted to ask you about Congress still struggling to act on immigration. Where does that stand this morning?
Going nowhere fast, David. The House of Representatives voted down a hardline immigration bill yesterday. They were supposed to vote on a more moderate bill. They're going to try that again next week. Possibly, we're not unclear. That vote was supposed to happen today. But the bottom line is there is no sign whatsoever of any bipartisan agreement on any aspect of this immigration issue.
All right. I know you'll track it through the day. We'll see you on World News Tonight, John. Thanks so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.